agent have been charged with customs violations. From January 2022 and May 2023, they allegedly manipulated the declared export price of 55,000 tons of copper scrap, valued at 455.5 billion won, down to 81.2 billion won. The companies falsely reported the average price of copper scrap as $1 per kilogram instead of $7, using virtual assets to repatriate the price difference, which totaled 374.3 billion won. The Ministry of Oceans and Fisheries announced today that the 2024 Korean Maritime Week will take place from September the 9th to the 12th in Haeundae, Busan. The event will focus on the theme, the era of major transformation in international shipping, challenges and opportunities, discussing future strategies for decarbonization and digitalization in the maritime sector. On the first day, the opening ceremony will be held at the Paradise Hotel, followed by a high-level dialogue featuring prominent figures such as the Secretary General of the International Maritime Organization, the Director General of the Danish Maritime Authority, and the CEO of HMM. The 2024 Namhaean Cup International Yacht Race will be held from August the 29th tomorrow until September the 1st in Busan, Gyeongnam, and Jeonnam. According to Busan city officials, the race is the longest domestic cruiser yacht race connecting Busan, Dongyeong, and Yeosu, aiming to promote regional cooperation and expand marine leisure activities. This year marks the 5th edition of the race, with over 350 participants from 7 countries. In international news, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky announced that Ukraine's incursion into Russia's Kursk region is part of a broader victory plan he intends to present to President Joe Biden. Zelensky emphasized the plan's success depends on U.S. support and expressed his intention to discuss it with both Biden and other key U.S. figures. And now taking a look at the weather here. Scattered showers are forecast in Busan until Friday due to the indirect effects of Typhoon Sansan, which is expected to pass through Japan. The expected rainfall in Busan during this period is 20 to 80 millimeters. Thunderstorms and heavy rain of around 20 millimeters per hour may occur in some areas. From tonight, very strong winds with maximum speeds of up to 20 meters per second are expected. And that'll have to do it for this hour's news. Thank you for joining us. You're listening to BEFM Busan 영어방송.
Your best choice. BEFM Busan 영어방송.
Coming up next is 2 p.m. Reboot with Casey McKeever. BEFM Busan 영어방송.
Festivals are the beating heart of the music industry, and they're probably on the top of any bucket list for any music enthusiast. The most popular festivals in the world are often multi-day events. Usually they incorporate camping and giving you the opportunity to see some of the biggest names in the music industry. Famous festivals like Coachella and Glastonbury have become pop culture icons. They offer an immersive experience, and fans bet every year to get the best tickets. Today we're going to talk about 10 of the biggest music festivals in the world. It is Wednesday, August 28th. This is the 2 p.m. Reboot. Let's get it started. Welcome to the 2 p.m. Reboot. You just heard the song Peanut Butter Jelly by Galantis. Now, that was an interesting one to start off the show for sure. If you've never heard of them, Galantis is a Swedish songwriting duo. They consist of 2 electronic music production songwriters, so that's a lot of input going on, right? And as you can hear in this song, there's a lot of synths going on, a lot of vocal effects, and this was actually their 4th single from their album Pharmacy in 2015. Strange vocal effects. It reminded me of the band Ween, if you're familiar. Yeah, some of the vocal effects there was like, oh, I've heard that kind of sound before. A music magazine asked Galantis, when they're making a song with so much going on, like the song you just heard, how do they know when it's time to stop adding things, right? There was so much going on there with the fills and the breaks and all that kind of stuff. One of the members said, that's the key to making great music, knowing when to stop. I meet so many amazing, talented people making music that I feel sometimes their downfall is when they don't know when to stop. You're sitting in your studio, you're hearing the song going over and over and over again, and I think it's very easy to get lost. So that's the key to making great music. Apparently, to Galantis, you got to know when to stop. And we're not stopping anytime soon. We just started the show. You're listening to us live here in the studio in Busan on this Wednesday afternoon. Welcome to the program. You're listening to us on BEFM 90.5 in Busan and 103.3 FM in the Gijang, Jeongwan, and Noksan areas. In Seoul, we're on TBS EFM 101.3 FM, and in Gwangju, we're on GGN 98.7 FM. And thanks for joining us, wherever you might be today. Hi, Norok. I'm happy to have you here with us, and if you want to join us on YouTube, you can join us there as well. Just go to youtube.com and search BEFM or 부산영어방송. I should let you know, I did get a question already. When we play the music on YouTube, we have to silence it. We have to mute it because of a music copyright issue. So we apologize for the inconvenience. Of course, the song is completely uninterrupted on FM radio. And we do have our very own smartphone app that you can download as well. If you go to the App Store on your phone and search BEFM or 부산영어방송, you can download that app right there and you can take us with you on the go, listen to the show completely uninterrupted, and you can also send us comments that way. What do you want to tell me? You can say good afternoon if you want. You can say hi Norok. You can use any other expression I might understand. I'll be glad to read anything you want to send me today. And I've got a lot coming up on the show. In hour number 1, we've got Hot Off the Press first. We do this every day. We give you 2 of the newest, most recent songs that have been released from around the world of music and give you some background information on the songs and the artists. And today is Wednesday, so Jimmy will be coming in for All Around Busan. Jimmy comes in every Wednesday to introduce one of the dongs, or neighborhoods in Busan's 16 districts, and it's like they keep coming. We never run out. It's amazing. And I was talking with another person. This is the second person I've talked to recently who was like, is there an end to Busan? It seems to just keep going on. And I think the answer is no. In hour number 2, we're going to start off with our daily list. And our daily list today will be the 10 biggest music festivals in the world. I don't think I've been to one of them yet. I've been to like very small local ones. And those are just as enjoyable. But I do have a couple on my bucket list, and I'm curious to see if they are on the 10 biggest music festivals in the world. I bet you 2 of them are. And also today, in hour number 2, we'll have Inside Korea. We do this every Wednesday and Thursday. We share some stories that are either news or culture or entertainment, just to let us know what's going on in the country we live in. And one of the things we're going to talk about today is an international music and film festival kicking off next week. So a little bit of information relevant to today's discussion, for sure. And I will be checking your messages throughout the show. So if you want to send me a message, feel free. Tell me hi. Tell me how the weather's doing. I got a message from Choi Hee-suk-nim who says, good afternoon. It's super windy. Same here. My son and I had lunch outside, and we were battling the wind. We were trying to keep things from blowing all over the table. And yes, it's definitely a bit windy here in Busan as well. So yeah, you can tell me how you're doing today. Tell me what the weather's like near you. It definitely seems to be a little bit cooler, perhaps because it's been kind of cloudy and on-off rainy here. But you can also answer today's question of the day if you like. Today's question of the day is, what is the most memorable festival you've ever been to? 지금까지 가본 축제 중 가장 기억에 남는 것은 무엇인가요? So it could be a music festival, but it could be any kind of festival, I presume. Whatever you've been to that was like, oh, that was really something I'll never forget. And I was kind of thinking along the music line, so I thought of, I had to like look it up because I couldn't even remember the name of the festival. But there was a festival, a music festival all day long that I went to in 1997, way back when, in Charlotte, North Carolina. And they periodically hold it, I think still even. It's called the End of Summer Weenie Roast, which is referring to hot dogs. And they have like an all-day lineup of music. And I didn't even realize some of the bands that were there were like huge bands, and I don't think I saw them. Some names you might know include Faith No More. Oh, let's see. The Nixons, Bloodhound Gang. Those are some of the bigger ones, but I ended up seeing a lot of the smaller acts, and those are way more entertaining because, I don't know. I can't explain why, but sometimes they do the wrong thing with the audience, and it highly entertains me. One of those was, yes, for sure, at that show. Yeah, so another name you might know, let's see, Seven Mary 3, they were like big in 1997, and Goldfinger was like this kind of like ska, pop ska band. They were kind of big at that moment. So yeah, it was like an all-day thing, and wow, those can be really exhausting. I think it was like the first and last time I went to an all-day music festival. And yeah, you got to be ready for it. You got to have a lot of energy, a lot of water. It was like at the end of August or beginning of September. It was really hot in North Carolina. So you just kind of have to be prepared. But an amazing experience. I couldn't remember the date, but I could definitely remember what happened during the day, and it was fantastic. So if you want to reach us here, you can message us at 샵9050 or pound 9050 for 101. You can reach us for free if you use the Kakao Talk app. You just search BEFM or 부산영어방송, add us, and then you can send us messages that way. Or, as I mentioned before, we have our very own smartphone app you can download in your app store and contact us that way. And you can also send us messages on the NoTube channel if you just search BEFM or 부산영어방송 there as well. And I'll be happy to check your messages throughout the show. And I do want to let you know there still is a heat wave warning in effect in most parts of the country. So please avoid outdoor activities as much as possible. When you do go out, be sure to wear light clothing, wear a wide-brimmed hat, and carry a water bottle. If you're at construction sites, strictly adhere to the heat safety rules, such as getting enough water, getting enough shade, and enough rest, and actively implement heat wave break times during the hottest hours of the day. Thoroughly be prepared for the heat wave. Make sure to drink enough water and take short breaks whenever possible. And if you have symptoms such as dizziness, nausea, or a headache, please find a cool place to take a rest. So everybody be careful out there, even though the weather is getting a little bit, maybe, more favorable. It's definitely windy, and there might be periodic rain, and it's still going to be hot. When that sun comes out, it's going to get hot out there. So please, everybody take care. We're going to take a quick song break. We're going to listen to The Golden Years by Joshua Bassett, and then we'll be back with Hot Off the Press. You're listening to the 2 p.m. Reboot, and that song was The Golden Years by Joshua Bassett. And now it is time for Hot Off the Press. We do this every day, Monday through Friday. We bring you 2 of the newest, hottest tracks from around the world of music. And I know, it's hard to keep up with. We do it every day, but we always try to pick 2 songs we think you're really going to enjoy. And today, our first song is Stay With Me by Sam Smith and Hikaru Utada. And the J-pop singer Hikaru Utada has teamed up with the global superstar Sam Smith for a duet version of the iconic single Stay With Me. This was released to commemorate the 10th anniversary of Smith's debut album In the Lonely Hour. That was originally released in 2014. In the Lonely Hour became a global sensation. It won 4 Grammy Awards and sold over 6 million copies in the U.S. alone. Not too shabby. Stay With Me is actually one of the album's standout tracks and achieved over 10 million sales in the U.S. and definitely remains a defining moment in Smith's career. So an update to that song. And our second song today is going to be Taste by Sabrina Carpenter. And Sabrina Carpenter has ruled the airwaves all summer long with Espresso and Please, Please, Please. And now she's capping off the season and satiating our thirst for more witty, sparkling pop with this newly released 6th album, Short and Sweet. This freshly owned artistic identity is front and center on the opening track and 3rd single, Taste. You'll be able to judge for yourself. Carpenter wrote it with songwriters Julia Michaels and Amy Allen, and the lyrics address the complexities of relationship issues, and taste will obviously be a part of that. So our 2 songs for Hot Off the Press today. First up, Stay With Me by Sam Smith and Hikaru Utada, followed by Taste by Sabrina Carpenter. Welcome back to the 2 p.m. Reboot, and you just heard the song Taste by Sabrina Carpenter, and before that was Stay With Me by Sam Smith and Hikaru Utada. And those are our two songs for today for Hot Off the Press. Hope you enjoyed both of those, and I'm going to take a quick moment to get back to today's question of the day because I got a couple answers I want to share. The question of the day was, what's the most memorable festival you've ever been to? 지금까지 가본 축제 중 가장 기억에 남는 것은 무엇인가요? So I got an answer I wanted to share. Let's see, where am I here? From Jogentongnim, who says, Supersonic 2012 Seoul. Does this count as a festival? Certainly it does. That was a festival, and I actually saw you mention that maybe yesterday, and I didn't have time to get to it. And man, I was looking at the lineup. It's an amazing lineup of bands, and it looks like it went over 2 days. Featured some big names like the Smashing Pumpkins, Basement Jacks, let's see, New Order, Tears for Fears, Foster the People, Gautier. Is that how you say it? Gautier. I remember that. And two of my favorite Korean bands here on the list, Gunam과 Yo Riding Stella and Galaxy Express. I've seen both of them in very small club settings, and they're fantastic. So I wonder what that would be like to see them on a gigantic stage. That would probably be very cool, I imagine. So cool. Thank you for sharing. Thank you very much. And it can be any kind of festival. It can be a music festival. It can be whatever festival that you've been to and you're like, oh, that was something I'll never forget. So if you want to reach us here, message us at 샵9050 or pound 9050 for 101. You can reach us for free via the Kakao Talk app, or we have our very own smartphone app. You can just search BEFM or 부산영어방송 in those, and you can contact us that way for free. And also, you can message us on the NawTube channel there. I enjoy seeing what's going on in that chat. It's always entertaining. So thank you for sending us your messages. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with Jimmy and All Around Busan. Welcome back to the 2 p.m. Reboot, and that song, that sound right there, that means it's time for All Around Busan, and Jimmy is here in the studio. What's going on?
Yeah, Jimmy in the building.
What's
I'm doing well.
Jimmy's in the building, for sure.
Yeah.
And it's good to see you, as we always do on this Wednesday.
For sure.
Jimmy, is there any memorable festival that you've ever been to, like music or otherwise?
I have tons, but then I just recently visited to the Busan International Comedy Festival.
Oh, cool. I saw people wearing shirts. Is that going on?
It's on until
this weekend?
Until this weekend.
Okay,
so
cool.
I just went to the opening ceremony last Saturday, so that's,
Nice.
I guess, one of the memorable and one of the recent festivals that I visited.
Thus, it's so memorable. He just went the other day. So it's very easy
How
to
can
remember.
I forget?
Right. Well, you know what? If it was terrible, you would have tried to forget it.
Right,
So the
right.
fact that you shared it means it was definitely memorable.
Yeah, it was good.
Have you ever been to a comedy festival before that, or was this your first one?
It was my first time. I actually went to the standing comedy show, like individual show itself,
Sure.
but not the whole festival itself. So it was pretty good.
Maybe you can tell me about this. I actually feel like stand-up comedy is kind of becoming a trend here in Korea.
Yeah,
Would you
it
agree?
is. I agree.
I see a lot more, even like just in the city here in Busan, I see kind of more regular events where, they have like stand-up comic, maybe open nights.
Right.
Or open mic nights, or maybe like featured performers. And, typically, probably because my Korean reading level is very, very low. Very low.
Come on.
My son is doing laps around me out there.
Super
but-
cute.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you. It's bring your son to work day. I've actually noticed there's been a scene here and kind of like underground foreign, the foreign community here. There's been a stand-up scene for quite a while.
Yeah.
But it seems like a lot of Korean comics suddenly. And I'm like, oh, cool. That's interesting.
For sure. That too. And then I agree with you because recently they also invited one of the Korean American comedian from Hollywood and
To
then,
come over.
Yeah. And they did some kind of a standing show in Korea too.
Cool.
So yeah, those things are going viral.
Nice. Yeah, and you know what? Stand-up comedy, if you've never been, whether it's like a festival or just kind of like a small club, just go check it out. Just see if I don't know, it's a different scene, right?
For sure. And those of you who's watching through our YouTube channel,
Oh, yeah.
PD님 actually posted up the information of this comedy festival. So
And as Jimmy said, it'll be running until, no? Okay, all right, well, that's a fair.
Yeah.
Okay, but yes, so we will talk more about festivals later in the show. But of course, right now it's time for All Around Busan.
sure.
And what are we going to talk about today? I recall last week Bumcheondong.
Yeah, Bumcheondong. Not that far from Bumcheondong. Well, somewhat far. I'm taking you to 서구 충무동 area.
Okay. And it's not too far from Bumcheondong?
Not that far.
Do you have to
because-
traverse a mountain?
No.
Okay.
Well, you could. You
you
could
want
just
to.
go there by the mountain road, but then there are several other ways. But of course, it's right near 자갈치 Market.
Okay.
So for those of you who's willing to go there by public transportation, you can just get off at the 자갈치 station, and it's quite a bit walking distance, or maybe just a few stops by bus.
From Jagalchi?
Yeah.
So if you're walking from Jagalchi, how much time do you think it would take to get there? Is it quite a walk?
No, 10 to 15 minutes
Oh, that's it?
maximum. Yeah, that's it.
Oh my goodness.
It's all like near.
That's-
Right.
Yeah, so okay, if you're not familiar with Jagalchi, that's one big tourist area for a lot of people who come to Busan who love seafood, right?
Yeah.
So that's a good starting point if you want to get to Seogu. One more time.
서구 충무동.
That's it.
So 충무동 is quite in the between of Songdo Beach and 자갈치 Market.
Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah, you get it, right?
I gotcha. I got a sense
Yeah.
now. Okay.
So this is a neighborhood that like harmoniously blends the rich history, like that area, particularly that area itself has a long history, and also a modern culture too, because a lot of visitors actually visit to like 자갈치 Market area. And since they are there, they usually stop by at like those 충무동 areas and then other 서구 areas as well.
Okay.
And we've
there it is.
we've actually talked about several neighborhoods in Seogu district too.
Okay,
Yeah.
right. So, and I'm looking at it here. Is it like a large neighborhood or is it kind of like a smaller one?
Well, it is kind of large in terms of like if you just kind of divide those individual neighborhoods to pieces, then
Yeah.
it could be small. But then that on the map itself, it's quite huge.
Yeah, it's you know why it's deceiving is because usually when we talk about like a neighborhood and the map will be like this weird shape. I go always because of the mountains, right?
Right,
like so it'll be
right.
like this weird like sea or like like an unusual shape. But this one's like pretty kind of like a normal shape.
Yeah, decent.
Yeah,
Right?
it looks like the boundaries are fairly clear. You can see like two big subway stops there.
Right.
Cool. All right. So what are we going to learn about Chungmudong today?
So here, I mean, I love to go here in time to time. I especially go make a visit to this one particular restaurant. There is a district, 고갈비 district. It's like a fish, grilled fish.
고갈비?
고갈비.
고갈비.
갈비 is just kind of like beef or pork.
Right.
But 고갈비 is a charcoal grilled fish.
And would that be 고등어? Is
Yeah,
that the kind of fish?
고등어. 정확해요. Yes.
So galbi. So is it? It's not. You're not eating the ribs of the goat.
No.
Picking the meat off of each bone. That would take 5 days.
No.
So that's not why they call it galbi. So the cooking style is
Yeah.
that's the reason because it's cooked
Right.
in a way that's similar to what would we say? Pork galbi.
Yeah.
What is pork?
Yeah, that
돼지
too. Yeah,
갈비,
it's
I know,
kind
right?
of grilled on that charcoal. So it's
okay.
really, really popular. It has been there for like ages. So when I first came to Busan, I remember going two different places. One was that Gogalbi Street, and then
which
the
is
other,
here. Okay.
the other was somewhere around in Sasang. There was a traditional market, but ever since then, it's kind of became my regular routine. I actually go here like maybe once a year.
Okay.
Because I kind of miss that taste and the vibe. Because when I first came to Busan, that
Yeah.
was like the first destination that I visited. So,
You knew about it already before you went there, or was it just kind of like a happy accident?
well, like my friend brought me there, so it was actually a good experience.
So your friend was like, "Check this out, you're gonna love it."
Yeah.
So would you think this is the kind of food that anybody would just enjoy, or is it it's spicy? Is it like prohibitively spicy, or?
Well, it's not spicy at all.
Oh, okay.
It's really, really delicious, and with that charcoal smell, especially. So for those of you who doesn't really like those kind of smell, then they might not be a huge fan of it.
Is that like what do they call that? Chamsut? Maybe something similar to that.
Right. That or the charcoal, 연탄.
Ah, okay, gotcha. That kind of charcoal, right? I
Yeah.
got you. So like, so yeah, what you might typically associate with pork or beef, and I wonder, does that kind of because I have a lot of students who tell me like, I hate fish. And I'm like, man, you live in a city of fish. How do you live here? So would it kind of cover up that maybe fish smell, like some people that get put off by?
Definitely.
Yeah,
But
the
I'm
way you
just
cook
talking
it.
about that smoky smell.
Right.
That some people doesn't really like.
Some people don't like that either.
Right.
People are so picky, aren't they?
Yeah.
You know, they got to be like more like us.
More like us. We just
try
like
everything.
dive into anything and everything.
We're the best.
So we're gonna cover 고갈비 later because
Okay.
we're gonna talk about food anyway.
Okay, cool.
And another place that I usually love to go is 충무동 새벽시장. Have you ever visited to a dawn market?
Excuse me?
새벽시장. You're not a morning person, I figure.
Why would I be up at dawn unless it was by accident from the previous night? Why would I? Do people actually do that?
Yeah, a lot of people.
So like dawn implies like the same time the sun's coming up.
Yeah.
That market opens.
Yeah.
Wow. Have you? So you've done that?
Well, for a trial. Of course, I don't wake up in like 4 in the morning and then just to
Market's
straight
open.
go to the market. No, I'm not like that. But I actually wanted to check out the vibe because a lot of sellers and retailers actually gather there. And I've actually seen that beating scene for the first time. Yeah, they do the beatings. Like, the fishermen's caught the fresh fish.
Oh, so it's
right
like
at the
a-
spot, and they just
It's like
do
an
the
auction.
sellings. Yeah, like an auction. Yeah.
Oh, cool. So when you're there, it's basically you see like I guess the idea is to get the best price, right? So the bidding starts really low, and then quickly people are like,
Right.
no.
I
Right?
couldn't participate, of course,
Right.
because I don't have any license or
You need that fan.
I'm not a seller myself. But it was really, really fascinating and interesting and energetic because all these sellers at that early in the morning participating in that auction and trying to bid. And it goes really, really fast.
I bet.
I cannot understand a single words out
Right.
of their mouth. No.
And like, I wonder, like, I've experienced this in the Southeast in the United States when things are also like farm products when they're like
Right.
bidding for like tobacco or whatever meat or agricultural products, and they almost have their own language.
Right. You're
right.
I don't understand.
Right, but they'll even use words that like people don't typically use. Like, hey,
Right.
right. So, do they do that in Korean as well? It
They
feels
do.
like to you.
They
Wow.
do.
Cool.
And they're like, oh, said and done. Next.
Move on. They don't have time.
Wow.
There's no time to play, right?
Right.
Yeah, auctioneer language.
Yeah, so that was quite a bit interesting. So for those of you who wants to check out this 새벽시장 dawn market, you can actually go and take some great photos of those live fish and then the scenery. It's good.
Because I'm guessing like most of what they're bidding there is probably freshly caught,
Of course.
right?
Of course.
It's like straight off the boat.
right, straight off the boat.
And is
a
it
lot of-
only seafood or is it other things as well?
I think only seafood, of
Okay.
course. Yeah.
Cool.
And seashells and everything. And if you can
I'll take
just
one.
if you can just to put up with that smell,
Yeah, I bet
then
it's a little-
no problem. But it's
little
a
pungent.
little smelly. Yeah, but of course. But that I still love.
Cool, very cool. Yeah, that's definitely a unique experience. If you want to get up that early, go to 새벽시장. That's in 충무동 새벽시장.
Right.
시장. Wow. Cool, excellent. What else should we learn about 충무동?
충무동, another thing is that you can actually, the dock is nearby, so you can actually go on a ferry ride too, if you want.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Is it an expensive thing, cheap thing?
It's not that expensive. It's actually definitely near the Chagalchi area as well. So
Okay.
if you kind of want to try that boat ride, then you can, like a ferry ride, you can actually do that. It's only like, I think it's less than, if I'm not wrong, definitely less than 2만 won.
Oh, okay.
For sure, per
And
person.
Is it mostly like a tourist kind of thing, or is it actually for like transportation purposes?
Oh,
to
it's
get...
kind of a tourist ride.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay, gotcha. So
Yeah.
you'll be with other people taking pictures,
For
not
sure.
annoying
For
people who
sure.
are trying to do their job.
Yeah.
Because you get that problem in New York City sometimes.
Yeah.
They get the ferry from Staten Island, they're like, tourists.
Right.
Right. Well, cool. I tell you what, Jimmy, this is a great spot to take a break, and we'll be back with more all around Busan. And Jimmy, we're going to listen to the song Work With My Love by Alok and James Arthur. Welcome back to the 2 p.m. Reboot. You just heard the song Work With My Love by Alok and James Arthur. And during the song break, I was telling Jimmy how you should probably not work with your love. Sometimes it leads to arguments. But Jimmy's not here for that. He's here for All Around Busan. And we're talking about Chungmudong today. So we've talked a little bit about the area, where it's located, what makes it special. And I was thinking that Chungmudong Saebyeok Sijang, I know exactly where it is. It popped into my head.
Right.
And I was wondering, like, do they play like music early in the morning to kind of like get the atmosphere going? You know, like,
right?
Or is it just so loud with the voices? They
so
don't.
loud with voices, of
Right.
course.
They don't need any music.
But if they allow me, I should one. That's a great idea. I should one day just bring my boombox and then just turn on the music.
Right.
Let them hype up. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great way to start your day, right?
Right.
So what are we going to talk about? Have you been to Chungmudong recently? Have you had any experiences there?
Well, not that recent, but
Okay.
then like last year, I kind of woke up like early in the morning because just whenever I'm a little bit like off or stressed, I kind of wanted to have that, you know, the vibe of the feeling that I had when I first came. So I just decided to like go to Chungmudong area, the
That's
Dawn
your refresher?
Market. Yeah, just for once.
Right.
Not like a everyday type of a thing.
No.
Not regularly, of course,
Right.
but like just one day I just wanted to go and check out and see how things has been changed, but nothing has been changed.
Wow, really?
Everything is still going on. That's why it motivated me. See, whoa, all right. They're like still up like early in the morning. Everybody
day?
trying to sell, and people like crowded with people like trying to purchase those fresh live fish. And yeah, that actually motivated me. So it was a great experience. And after that, I just got a cup of coffee around that market.
Right.
And then I just walked towards that ferry dock area.
Right.
And I just got on that ferry for a good ferry ride early in the morning just to refresh myself. And then later on, I actually went back to the Gogalbi street and then took a huge bite of delicious gogalbi, and then I came back home.
Yeah, I'm curious, like how it's served. Is it like it's like the whole fish, right? Is like so you got to pick it apart and kind of get the bones out of it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Goldungo, is that the one you can eat the bones, or is that the one you shouldn't?
You shouldn't.
Shouldn't. Yeah, that's what the sharp ones.
It's thick.
Stick right in your gums.
Right.
Okay. I had a question too. I was thinking about it as you were talking about your experience there.
Yeah.
When you're hanging out like at an area like this where people are working, and I'm guessing you kind of stand out a little bit. You don't look like you're there to work, right?
No.
Do you get kind of like, do people like look at you, or do you kind of just kind of blend in, or?
Yeah, they always kind of look at me. Not, I wouldn't say staring at me, but like look at me in
what's
kind
this
of
guy
an
up to?
odd way. Yeah, like what is this guy up to here?
Sipping your coffee, watching?
Yeah, he's not even wearing his boots.
Right,
And
yeah,
you know
right.
what I mean, right?
Because you don't have the gear, right?
Yeah. It's like,
Yeah.
I wonder.
Right. Do you
Yeah.
ask to take pictures of people and stuff, or?
I did that when I first came, but then now I just try to like leave them alone and I
Yeah.
just try to like walk by.
Because sometimes it feels inappropriate to take pictures, right? Yeah,
right.
you just kind of get that sense. And some photographers they don't care. They will go up to anybody and ask. And I respect that too. But yeah, a lot of times I know what you mean. Like you feel like I don't want to bother them.
Right.
I'm already maybe bothering them a little bit by being here. I'm gonna go run quickly, get my coffee, run out of here.
And think about it, like as you can assume, all these people are just running around busy, like selling,
Right.
auctioning, and then I go like knock knock. Would it be possible for me to take photos? That's inappropriate already. you know?
Right. Yeah, so that's something to keep in mind. Like if you're a photographer out there in the city, right? Yeah, something to be aware of. Sometimes people don't want to be bothered, right? Especially at the busiest time of the day. They don't
For
have time
sure.
for that. Right?
Yeah,
But
maybe like 4 p.m. in the afternoon. Yes,
Yeah.
correct. They're
Maybe-
done with their work.
and buy them something.
Yeah, a cup of coffee or
There you go,
whatever,
you're right.
donuts.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, or gogalbi. No, you gotta get smacked with the gogalbi.
Yeah, they're probably tired of seeing fish by that part of the day, right? Do you think, I mean, this is, of course you don't know the answer, but conjecture. Do you imagine if you're working there at the Saebyeok Sijang
Yeah.
all day long, nonstop smell of seafood, do you think anybody eats seafood after that, or they're just like, they're the farthest away from seafood for dinner?
Probably just grab something else other than something related to the sea.
I bet, right?
Right.
Yeah. They're probably like, I can't.
We
Not
might be
anymore.
wrong. We might be wrong.
True.
Those people might just eat them every single day
Fair
as
enough.
just a regular dish. But yeah, just in my perspective, no. I would rather eat LA Kalbi or something
Right.
else.
Yeah, right. Totally. Yeah, I was thinking from my restaurant work experience. After you work at a restaurant long enough, you're like, I don't want to eat here ever. Ever. Right? It happens.
But for some reason, coffee is just different thing. Yeah.
Yeah, like if you're a barista, right?
Right.
Because you got to kind of stay up on it too, right? Because you sell it to people and you got to know what the
sure.
tastes are. Very cool. Can we talk about food while we're at it?
Yeah, for those of you who might not familiar and aware of this gogalbi, it's actually a grilled fish,
Right.
Grilled by charcoal, and it's actually the mackerel, right?
Oh, mackerel, right?
Yeah,
That's what I was
mackerel
trying to think of. What
was
is
actually
고등어?
perfectly grilled, and with the plain white rice, it goes along really well with the mackerel, grilled mackerel. So
very basic, right? So it's
Yeah,
like basically
very
grilled
basic.
fish, white rice. Anything else that usually comes with it?
oh, just kimchi and some other side dishes. But like the grilled mackerel itself, I mean, you've tried it before, of course, right?
I don't know if I've ever had this because usually when I have fish at restaurants, it seems like it's usually fried. I don't
Yeah.
think I've had it. I mean, I could be completely misremembering, but yeah, I don't think I've specifically had golgalbi.
I
처음 들었어요.
I usually don't eat the skin.
You
know what I mean?
Yeah, you pick that off.
Yeah,
because it gets a little
but-
burned.
But especially whenever I visit this place, I do it because it got the crispy skin. Yeah, because
Yes.
of that charcoal grilled.
Sure, I
Yeah.
haven't had it. I'm pretty sure that I haven't had it because usually that skin is like. Blah.
yeah. That. I mean, everybody has a different perspectives, but and
I'll eat
different
it.
taste. But
I'll eat it
I wouldn't. But especially at this area, I would.
So is this what kind of day is this kind of food typically then? Golgalbi, is it like it sounds like a lunch meal? Is that what it's for?
Lunch or afternoon, like late afternoon or dinner.
So it is popular for dinner as well?
Yeah.
Drinking food?
Of course. Why
Yeah,
not?
Everything is.
And think about it,
I guess.
Casey.
Yeah.
Like, it kind of releases me. Just having like maybe a drink with a gogalbi.
Yeah.
Because gogalbi is kind of full of protein. It's not
Ah.
fat contained. So I'm like, yeah, I can just have this as
Yeah.
a side dish.
You're not.
Yeah.
You're eating very lean protein.
Right, right.
So it's like health food. So let me be unhealthy with another part of my life.
Right.
Then would you have a recommendation? What would make a good drink with this kind of food?
Oh, well, soju or beer, anything that
Yeah.
goes along really well.
White wine, perhaps.
Oh, white wine, yeah.
I
Why
don't know.
not?
White
Why
fish,
not?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So I tell you what. What could you tell me about Chungmudong in one sentence? If you had to sum it up in one sentence.
Yeah, Chungmudong is definitely a unique and one of a kind neighborhood you must not miss out on because of all that mackerel restaurants and the street and the Chungmudong 새벽 시장, the dawn market. You have a lot of things to explore.
And you know what? To me, like compared to a lot of places, Heather Kim says makgeolli. Makgeolli would be her
Oh, yeah.
recommendation for a golgalbi.
For sure.
Interesting. All right, I would try that. So one thing that strikes me differently than other neighborhoods we talked about is like it probably hasn't changed much, like you said.
No.
Like it's like so if you want to see what Busan was like in the recent past. I'm not
Yeah.
talking about like 50 years ago, but
Right.
maybe 10, 15 years ago,
Yeah.
you could still get a sense of it, right?
sure, for
That's
sure.
cool. You can't do that in a lot of neighborhoods anymore. So very cool. Thanks so much, Jimmy. And Jimmy comes in every Wednesday. You'll be back next Wednesday.
For sure.
And we'll be back with more all around Busan for you next Wednesday, of course. We're going to take a quick song break. We're going to listen to the song Call on Me by BB Rexa, and then we'll be back at 3 p.m.
BFM 부산 영어방송.
혹시 지금 운전 중이신가요? 어린이 교통사고 피해자 수는 지난 3년 평균 약 9만 명. 특히 어린이 보호구역 안전 기준이 강화된 이후에도 어린이 보호구역 내 사고는 지속적으로 발생하고 있습니다. 스쿨존에서는 반드시 시속 30km 이하 서행, 스쿨존 내 불법 주정차 금지, 차량 출발 전 앞뒤 좌우 살피는 습관으로 어린이가 안전한 도시를 만듭니다. 참, 운전 중 휴대전화 사용은 모두에게 위험합니다. 우리 모두를 위한 교통안전, 나부터 실천하면 모두가 안전해집니다. 어린이가 안전하게 뛰어놀 수 있는 부산. 아이 키우기 좋은 도시는 우리 모두의 미래이자 희망입니다. 이 캠페인은 어린이가 안전한 부산을 만드는 은행, B&K 부산은행과 함께합니다.
여름의 끝을 잡고 안녕하세요. 어스터 잉글스의 김조한입니다. 이번 여름 많이 더우시죠? 그래서 여러분들을 위한 여름밤 토크 콘서트 준비했습니다. 민수, what do we have?
Yes, 한이형. This August 31st at 7 p.m. All-Star English가 영도 피아크에 여러분들을 찾아갑니다. 물론 에이샤도 함께요.
저를 빼먹으시면 안 되죠. 선물이 팡팡 터지는 영어 퀴즈 시간부터 청취자 여러분들의 영어 고민도 함께 들어봅니다. 지금 올스타 홈페이지에 가셔서 여러분들의 영어 고민 적어주세요. 추첨을 통해 선물도 드립니다.
에이씨야! 나를 빼먹으면 어떡해요!
아 맞다! 북이!
아이 참! 그리고 무더운 여름밤에 더위를 날려줄 특별 게스트 래퍼 윤비의 힙합 공연과 가수 김조한의 미니 콘서트도 기대해주세요!
오는 8월 31일 토요일 저녁 7시 피아크에서 만나요.
끼룩!
The time is now 3 o'clock.
You're listening to the 2 p.m. Reboot, and that song was We Are Young by Fun, featuring Janelle Monáe to kick off the second hour of the show. And that song, actually, you might have heard it before. I think it was pretty popular when it came out. That was the third track on the group's second studio album called Some Nights back in 2012. The song quickly received widespread acclaim from music critics, and a lot of people noted that the song was a breakthrough for the indie genre and praised the song's catchiness. Yeah, good luck not singing that chorus. The song had a surge in sales following its soundtrack of the 2012 Super Bowl commercial. Aha, yes, that'll get your attention for sure. And the Some Nights album is also a mixture of indie pop, theatric rock, and hip hop. All sounds that can be heard combined on that one song. So maybe that's part of the appeal as well. Welcome to the program, everybody. You're listening to us here on BEFM 90.5 in Busan and 103.3 FM in the Gijang, Jeongwan, and Noksan areas. In Seoul, we're on TBS EFM 101.3 FM, and in Gwangju, we're on GGN 98.7 FM. Thanks for joining us wherever you might be today on this Wednesday. I hope you're enjoying the day today. We've got a lot left on the show for you in hour number 2. Coming up in our daily list, we're going to talk about the 10 biggest music festivals in the world. And I took a peek. Some of the ones I want to go to are on there for sure. Yes, I hope. I just realized, in the first hour, I was sharing my story of a festival from 1997. Maybe I don't attend music festivals as often as I should. Perhaps I should update myself a little bit. 2025, you think it's possible? We'll see. Also today, because it's Wednesday, we're going to have Inside Korea. We're going to have a couple stories about things that are going on here in the country. And today, mostly arts and music related. Cool. I like that. Like to see what's going on culturally here in Korea for sure. And I will be checking your messages throughout the show. So if you want to send me a message, feel free. You can tell me how you're doing today. You can tell me about the weather. You can tell me whatever you want. And you can also answer today's question of the day, which is, what's the most memorable festival you've ever been to? 지금까지 가본 축제 중 가장 기억에 남는 것은 무엇인가요? So it can be any kind of festival, a music festival for sure. Another one that came to mind was also 1997. What is wrong with me? I'm stuck in 1997 today. I attended something called the Roar Tour, which was one of those festivals that travels to different locations, I guess like Lollapalooza would. And they stopped in my town, and I got to see Iggy Pop. I don't know if you're familiar with him, but he basically pulled me up on stage with him during a song called Lust for Life, which was something I'll never forget. And he also saved me from a beating from one of the bouncers down there. So that was pretty cool. So definitely a memorable moment for me. So yeah, it could be a music festival, could be any kind of festival you've attended where you're like, oh, this is very cool. I would like to share. If you want to reach us here, you can reach us at shop Gugong Ogong or pound 9050 for 101. Or you can message us free via the KakaoTalk app. If you just search BEFM or 부산영어방송, add us, and then you can send us messages that way. Also, we have our very own smartphone app. If you go to the App Store on your phone, search BEFM or 부산영어방송 there, and you can download our app. You can listen to the show wherever you bring your phone. That's pretty cool. You want to take us on the subway? Do so. You can also log in and send us comments that way as well. And also, I can check messages on the NawTube channel if you just go to YouTube and search BEFM, or you can guess 부산영어방송. And you can find us that way as well. We're streaming right there right now. And we're going to take a quick song break. We're going to listen to the song Driving by Steven, and then we'll be back with our daily list. Welcome back to the 2 p.m. Reboot. You just heard the song Driving by Stevan, and now it is time for our daily list. And today's daily list is the 10 biggest music festivals in the world. And some of these you may have heard of before because they make headlines all the time, basically every year that they're held. One of those, number one, is one of those festivals. It's the Coachella Festival that takes place in the United States every year in California's Colorado Desert, which might be confusing. Yes, it's not in Colorado, it's in California, but it's in the Colorado Desert. It's one of the world's largest music festivals, and that's probably why you might have heard of it before. The event usually spans 3 consecutive 3-day weekends. It spans consecutive 3-day weekends in April. It features a diverse lineup encompassing all kinds of genres like rock, hip-hop, pop, indie, electronic, dance music. As Melissa was telling us, what was that? Oh, what act was it? Oh, some act. Oh, no, that's an upcoming festival. I'll get to that one in a minute. What sets Coachella apart, however, is that it has captivating art installations, very California style. It transforms the desert landscape into a vibrant, surreal backdrop and offers a memorable festival experience. Besides its music, Coachella is renowned for its emphasis on fashion, making it a must-attend event for those who are looking for more of a multifaceted cultural experience. Translation, there's a lot of alternative stuff there. It's like, anybody could feel free going there. But it's definitely become like more profile as the years have gone on. And I think, a lot of people are associated with like celebrity culture now. Yeah, I was looking to see actually. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it seems like Melissa told me about this as well because she knows everything that I do not know about K-pop. Les Seraphim performed there this year, 2024. So yeah, K-pop as well. There you go. Okay, I wasn't completely off. Number 2 on the list of the biggest music festivals in the world is the Summerfest, which also takes place in the United States. And this is actually located in downtown Milwaukee, Wisconsin. You cannot get more opposite of Coachella than that. I'm pretty sure. It's like right in the middle of a town. It's an 11-day event, started in 1968, and it's a melting pot of musical genres as well. It spans country, rock, pop, hip-hop, and much more. And it takes place at the Henry Meyer Festival Park. Over the years, Summerfest has had all kinds of legendary artists on the stages. That includes anybody from Paul McCartney to Kenny Chesney to Lil Wayne. Interesting group to put together. Beyond the electrifying performances, if you're an attendee, you can savor diverse culinary delights. Now that gets me right at the bat. Coachella, I don't know. I don't know what kind of food they got there, so I don't know if I want to go. They say they got good food, I'm in. You can also explore interactive exhibits, and also there's a lively carnival with thrilling rides and games. Okay, Summerfest sounds like more my speed than Coachella. I don't know. I don't think I want to sit all weekend in the desert. I'll pass. Number 3. This is the Sziget Festival, and finally, not the United States. This takes place in Hungary, and the word Sziget actually means island in Hungarian. And the Sziget Festival, and I'll spell it for you because you might be like, how do you spell that? Well, it's Sziget, and that's pronounced Sziget. And that festival takes place in Budapest, which is one of the coolest cities I've ever been to. It is a renowned 6-day celebration of music and art on Óbuda Island on the Danube River. Also a very cool river if you've never seen it. It's one of Europe's largest music festivals and is known for having a really diverse lineup. It features top artists from genres like alternative, electronic, hip-hop, house, techno, punk, pop rock. But not just music. The festival also offers cultural experiences like art exhibitions, theater, circus performances, and film screenings. So if you've never had the chance to go to Budapest in Hungary anyway, I highly recommend checking it out, especially that time of year. Number 4 on the list is the Essence Festival. Back to the U.S. This is an annual celebration that pays tribute to African-American music and culture in the very well-known vibrant city of New Orleans, Louisiana. And it was established in 1995. It's a 4-day festival and has become integral to New Orleans' cultural identity as it consistently serves as a 4th of July weekend mainstay. So a really interesting time to hold a festival. That's already a huge celebration, and then just add even more music and culture. Very cool. The remarkable lineup attracts some of the most prominent figures in music and also has a lot of special events, including the annual Essence Empowerment Experience. This is a conference that has panels, inspiring speakers, and enlightening discussions. So not what you typically expect for a music festival. Very cool. Number 5 on the list, Tomorrowland, which takes place in Belgium. This is a renowned electronic dance music festival held in Boom, Belgium. I hope that's how you pronounce it, Boom, B-O-O-M. It's solidified its status as a cornerstone of the EDM scene, known for extravagant stage designs and also curating a world-class lineup featuring the top DJs and producers and offering an Oktoberfest-like atmosphere. That sounds like fun to me. It keeps dance music enthusiasts returning year after year. Why? Well, they've got artists like Martin Garrix, Diplo, Skrillex, and almost every other major EDM artist have graced Tomorrowland stages. It actually started in 2005, and the festival has transformed into one of the most popular and eagerly awaited electronic dance and jazz events. Interesting mix, dance and jazz together around the world. So very cool. We're going to take a quick song break. We're going to listen to Silhouettes by Herman's Hermits, and then we'll be back with more of our daily list. Welcome back to the 2 p.m. Reboot. You just heard Silhouettes by Herman's Hermits. And now we're back to the daily list. Some of the biggest music festivals in the world. And we left off at number 6. And this is definitely one that I recall talking about recently because this was Glastonbury, which is a music festival that takes place in the UK. And we were talking about the lineup recently. And I was looking for it here. I'm pretty sure Melissa told me that 17 performed in Glastonbury this year, and they had a great reaction. So I'm looking for, obviously a ton of, Glastonbury's huge. Okay, if you're not familiar, this basically, it takes place every year at the Worthy Farm in Somerset, England, and it's like one of the most, waited for music events of the year. I saw a band called Otoboke Beaver from Japan. They played there, very cool. I mean, it's just an unbelievable list of talent. Like Shania Twain, Cyndi Lauper, Paul McCartney is like the first 3 names mentioned. You can't get more diverse than that, and huge names, right? I mean, come on. This music festival started in 1970. It's become a touchstone for music enthusiasts worldwide. They usually get more than 200,000 visitors during the 5-day run. And it covers every kind of genre from rock, pop, hip hop, electronic dance music, and far more. And I'm still looking. I'm scrolling down the list. Still can't find it. I'm pretty sure Melissa told me 17 was on the list this year, and so K-pop's on the list now as well. And this Glastonbury is definitely a legendary stage. And it's had everybody from like Bob Dylan to Adele. So that's quite a wide ground there. So yeah, very cool. I hope to see Glastonbury someday. That is on my list. That's on my bucket list for sure. Number 7, Rock in Rio is in Brazil. This festival was actually founded in Rio de Janeiro in Brazil in 1985. It's actually expanded. It's kind of a brand now, and it's expanded to other locations, including Lisbon, Madrid, Las Vegas. The roots, obviously, are in rock music, but it has evolved, like many other festivals, to encompass genres such as pop, electronic, hip-hop, and trying to appeal to a much broader audience. One of Rock in Rio's standout features is its commitment to sustainability and social causes. The festival is known for incorporating environmental initiatives and charity efforts into its programming and reflecting a dedication beyond entertainment. And that's something I think a lot of festivals are going to have to do more and more, because they do create a lot of waste and a lot of issues for the local area that they're held. And that's actually a big push in a lot of festivals as well, to try and kind of be more sustainable and more eco-friendly for sure. But Rock in Rio apparently leading the way there. That's another one I would like to check out if I can ever get to Brazil. Someday. Number 8 on the list, the Ultra Music Festival in the United States is a global beacon for electronic dance music. The EDM, if you're familiar with that, and it basically gets fans who hail from all around the world. This one started in 1999. 1999, and this monumental celebration has continually evolved. The flagship event is hosted annually in the city of Miami, Florida, one of the coolest cities I've ever been to in the United States. So another good reason to go check out the Ultra Music Festival. And the Ultra Music Festival always boasts an impressive lineup that features the foremost DJs and electronic music producers in the industry. Some of them I already mentioned, like Martin Garrix, but also David Guetta. So names you probably are familiar with, even if you don't know anything about EDM, like myself. The spectacular stage productions, LED screens, and immersive light shows all converge to create an unparalleled experience. It's not just a festival. It's basically an EDM mecca where music, technology, and art harmonize all together. So that sounds like a pretty cool experience, right? Number 9 on the list. I had to practice this one. Donauinselfest. How's my German? I don't know, but this is one that takes place in Austria. It is the Danube Island Festival, and this is another world-class music spectacular that holds the prestigious Guinness World Record for attendance at a music festival in one location. How did they pull that off? In June 2015, they had over 3.3 million attendees. That's a lot of people in one place. Goodness. This colossal gathering offers free admission. No wonder they got so many people to show up. And they annually attract patrons from across the globe. It's on the Danube Island in Vienna, Austria. Oh, another cool city I've been to. Okay. I was unaware that the Danube Island is right there, but there it is. And that's actually what the name means in German. So the Donauinselfest transcends musical boundaries, features diverse genres like pop, rock, rap, folk, indie, hip-hop, electronic music. They've had anybody from Tayo Cruz to Sean Paul to Shaggy to the Vienna Symphony to Robin Schulz. It's a whole big list of names there that just kind of usually you don't see together. So very interesting there. Number 10 on the list is also one of the ones I must go to on my bucket list. The Fuji Rock Festival in Japan is one of the biggest music events in Asia. It is Japan's premier outdoor music event for sure, typically held in the Naeba Ski Resort in Niigata Prefecture. And it's known for having, obviously, a pretty stunning mountainous backdrop. I mean, you got Mount Fuji behind you. That's pretty cool, right? That's one thing. But it's also been running since 1997 and has been celebrated for having such a diverse lineup that spans rock, electronic, hip-hop, and most other genres of music. And the people they attract to the Fuji Rock Festival are always amazing. Basically, it's simply amazing who they get there. It gets international, local acts all mixed together, and it creates a unique fusion of musical styles. I'm voting for my buddies in Seoul Balgwang to go play there next year. I hope they can do that. We'll see. I'll let you know if they make the lineup for sure. And that's going to do it for our daily list for today. Those are the biggest music festivals in the world. We're going to take a quick song break. We're going to listen to Warm Water, Winter Winds by Arizona, and we'll be back with Inside Korea. You're listening to the 2 p.m. Reboot, and that song was Warm Water, Winter Winds by Arizona. And now it is time for Inside Korea. This is what we do every Wednesday and Thursday. We look at some stories about news, culture, events, things that are happening here in South Korea, just to kind of keep tabs on what things are up to, right? What we're up to, what's going on around here. And today, a lot about art and culture. So our first story today is that the author Lee Mi-rin has become the first Korean awarded the William Saroyan International Prize. So this is a big deal. Why? Well, because Lee Mi-rin is the author of the novel 8 Lives of a Century-Old Trickster, and this work has become the first by a Korean writer to win this international prize. According to the William Saroyan Foundation, the 41-year-old author has won this year's William Saroyan International Prize in Fiction. The novel is actually the author's debut. That's impressive to win an award that good right off the bat, right? This novel actually tells the story of a woman who survived the turbulent years of Japanese occupation, liberation, the Korean War, and the division of Korea. And according to the judges, it's a beautifully complex story of human frailty and strength. Lee's characters are so fascinating that the need to decipher them and unravel their mysteries generates unexpected suspense, but her lyrical and evocative prose simultaneously demands a slow savoring of each page. I can't remember the last time I read a book that was probably that good. So I might have to check this out. Maybe an English translation, I'm hoping. This prize was actually established in 2003 in honor of the American novelist and playwright William Saroyan, who lived from 1908 to 1981. And this is a biennial literary award for fiction and nonfiction, co-hosted by the Saroyan Foundation and Stanford University Libraries. And the idea is to recognize the work of the most promising emerging writers in fiction and nonfiction every 2 years. And to get that prize like right off the bat for your debut novel, kudos. That's really cool, right? Previous winners in the fiction category include Nicole Krauss's The History of Love and last year's Pulitzer Prize winner Hernan Diaz's In the Distance. And the author Lee Mi-rin. It's so much easier to read it in Korean. Her native language is Korean, and she wrote the work in English. Oh, really? So I can read an English edition. And first published it in the United Kingdom, followed by the United States. The Korean edition was published last month. Wow, very cool. So Lee said, I'm excited and happy to have won one of the few literary awards in the United States that is open to foreigners. And why would that be the case? I don't like that, but I like the fact that Lee won it, and I definitely am going to put this on my list of books to read for sure. We're going to take a quick song break. We're going to listen to September by Earth, Wind, and Fire, and then we'll be back with Inside Korea. Welcome back to the 2 p.m. Reboot. You just heard Earth, Wind, and Fire with their song September. Good luck getting that stuck out of your head, or getting that out of your head, right? And you know what? September's right around the corner, so there is that too. We're back with Inside Korea, and we're going to talk about another story today, also related to culture, film, art, the whole thing. The big news is that the 20th Jaechun International Music and Film Festival, or the JIMF, I'm guessing for short, will kick off next week and will feature 98 music films. That is a lot. I didn't know there were that many, to be honest. The 20th Jaechun International Music and Film Festival will start on September 5th for a 6-day run, so something to look forward to in September for sure. The program is going to combine contemporary music and cinema and live concerts. And the slogan for this year's festival is Superascendo, which means to transcend in Latin. For those of you who speak Latin out there, forte bene. The festival will include 98 movies from 37 different countries and hold music concerts by 26 performers. So when they say live concerts, they mean really live concerts as well, in addition to the music films that you'll see. And the slogan, the idea of the Superascendo, basically they want to represent JIMFF's commitment to advancing into a new era. They're trying to transcend the past. They're reflecting on its 20 years of history while looking forward to the future, according to the festival organizer, and that's signifying that perhaps some changes are in the wind, right? One of the films that they're going to have is ABBA, Against the Odds, and that is a film directed by award-winning filmmaker James Rogan. Guess what it's about? The band ABBA, and it explores their story of the iconic band and will open the festival on September 5th. I'm sure a lot of people will really enjoy that because, I mean, ABBA's got fans everywhere, right? So definitely I'm sure people will be enjoying that, and that's a good choice for the opening of the festival. According to the article, a Japanese video production team, PopRec, will have a feature called A Few Moments of Cheers. This is an animated film that revolves around high school student Kanata, whose life is about finding the meaning and expansion of music. That will close the festival on September 10th. So yeah, another interesting choice. That sounds like a kind of a mind bender. According to JIMF's international competition jury, it's going to be chaired by Korean filmmaker Lee Hang-kyung of Lump Sugar. They will select one grand prize among the 6, and the winner will receive a prize of 20 million won and a trophy. Cool, not bad. Other international competition jury members include the Japanese director Sunji Iwai of Love Letter, and the Korean actor Jung-woo from the film All About Lily Shushu, and also Korean film producer Byun Seung-min and Danish film and music critic Lynn Anderson. So yeah, truly an international competition jury there. And the Korean competition section will award one grand prize among 6 feature films and one grand prize among 12 short films, with a prize of 10 million won for the full-length film and 5 million won for the short film. Cool. So a lot of competition to look forward to there in the film festival. The jury members include Danish film music composer Anna Rosenkild, Korean film producer Kim Hyung-jun of Shilmido, and Korean filmmaker Lee Sung-won of Three Sisters. So a lot of names that you've probably heard before and a lot to look forward to in the Jaechun International Music and Film Festival coming up very soon next month. And that's going to do it for today for Inside Korea. We're going to take a quick song break. We're going to listen to Sad Bird Still Sings by Eloise Alterman, and we'll be back with our perfect playlist. You're listening to the 2 p.m. Reboot, and that last song was Sad Bird Still Sings by Eloise Alterman. And now it is time for today's perfect playlist. We do this every day, Monday through Friday, and we give you a different theme every week. The theme this week has been songs about beginning again. And our first song today is pretty self-explanatory in the title. Today, My Life Begins. That definitely fits the theme. This song is by Bruno Mars, and this song is actually an upbeat pop tune from 2010. And the idea is it promises that change is here. The narrator is happy to break the chains that bind him to the past, and he's casting them aside because a new day has arrived. If a new world awaits him, can't it be this new start for you as well? I mean, listen to the song, get inspired, for sure. Our second song today is Best Day of My Life by American Authors. And this song is kind of about this idea. Have you ever had a dream that was so fantastic that it changed your day, perhaps even your life? Those are good dreams, right? The singer in this 2013 alternative rock song recalls a surreal dream that could have come from the childhood book Where the Wild Things Are. In the big and loud dream, he danced with monsters and howled at the moon with friends throughout the night. The nighttime sleep adventures were so much fun, he didn't want to wake up. As a result, he describes them as the high point of his life. Well, maybe use your dreams to inspire you, to change your life, for sure. But don't live just in your dreams, right? We've got two songs for you today on the perfect playlist. First up, Today My Life Begins by Bruno Mars, followed by Best Day of My Life by American Authors. Welcome back to the 2 p.m. Reboot. You just heard the song Best Day of My Life by American Authors. And before that was Today My Life Begins by Bruno Mars. And those were our two songs for today's perfect playlist. And I hope you enjoyed those. Those were songs about beginning again. And you know what? It's never too late to begin again, all right? I guess that's the idea. Whether it's inspired by your dreams or whatever situation, you're just like, I want to do things differently. It can happen, right? And thanks so much for sending in messages about today's question of the day. Ben mentioning, let's see, some festivals in Korea, the Shincheon Indie Rock Festival and the DMZ Peace Train Festivals. The Shincheon Indie Rock one I'm not familiar with, but I've definitely heard about the DMZ Peace Train Festival. It seems like that happens every year, and especially recently. And Ben also mentioned going to the Woodstock Festival, maybe at the age of 23. Now, Ben, I don't want to date you, but date as in age. Guess your age, not the other kind of date. I'm assuming you mean the Woodstock Festival that was maybe, there was one in 1999. I want to say there was one in 1994 as well. I'm assuming you didn't go to the original one in 1969. Is that, yeah, one of the 90s? That's what I'm guessing. But you can let me know. And all of those sound like really fun festivals to attend. So thanks for all the messages about that. If you haven't been to any kind of music festival or film festival, or as Jimmy mentioned today, a comedy festival, there's always something going on. I highly suggest checking them out. I look forward to the film festivals every year for sure, especially living here in Busan. So I will definitely be checking that out this year. But now it's time to wrap up the show. Thanks so much for joining us on this Wednesday. I have been your host, Casey McKeever. We'll be back, of course, at 2:05 p.m. again tomorrow. I'm going to leave you with the song Deacon Blues by Steely Dan. Have a great day and stay tuned for Your Busan.